when there are other forces sometimes helping us, like forces coming from society. When we are in the presence of other people, we may be behaving in a nice way, but when we go into the private situation, when there is no one around, we might do wrong things. Or when we are very angry or fearful, frightened, even in public we might do the wrong things. You see, all this is because willpower, although we have it to some extent, it has to be cultivated and developed. Without cultivating and developing the willpower, we cannot really practice Sila properly. There are so many Buddhists in Buddhist countries who recite the 5 precepts, but in their ordinary life, they don't practice the 5 precepts. They may be respecting the 5 precepts. They may be saying that this is good behavior. They might even, a father or mother might teach these 5 precepts to the children. But still, the father and mother may be breaking these precepts. And the children also begin to break these precepts, even if they think they are good precepts. So this is the problem. So willpower is not something we are born with. And what is really happening is that even our thoughts and our behavior is determined by the presence of the necessary conditions. This is the important thing to understand. That is what Sigmund Freud called psychic determinism. So the determinism is not only outside, in the environment. Determinism is also within us, inside us. Even our mind, our actions are determined by the presence of the necessary conditions. Even to act in the right way, those necessary conditions must be there. So this is very important to understand if we want to become good and to reach that state of perfection that we aspire to attain to. This is the important thing to understand. So that it is very important to start with what is called the supernormal eightfold process. This is the method of acquiring this willpower, where the Buddha pointed out that in order to behave properly, one very important thing is to understand first what is good and what is bad, and that is not enough. We also have to understand how to be good. And so with the understanding, we have to understand the importance of being good, and we should have being good as our goal. So it depends on a goal orientation. This importance of the goal orientation has been emphasized by some psychologists in the past, like Alfred Adler. And recently, he was not a real psychologist, he was really a surgeon, a plastic surgeon, Maxwell Maltz, who wrote a book called Psycho-Cybernetics, where he points out the same principle, the goal orientation. And this goal also comes in the form of a self-image. That's another important thing. It comes in a visual way. The goal is an image in the mind that we all have a goal, an image about ourselves, what we are in our mind. I am this. When I look at someone, what I see is not what that person sees in his or her own mind. So that is the thing, that when someone looks at me, that person will see something, see me as in some way, but how I see myself is different. Because I know not only what I see in my mirror, but I know my whole history from my childhood and my parents, how my parents behaved. All those things are included in my self-image. So my self-image is very different from what other people see when they look at me. And that self-image is there to make me act. My actions are based on that self-image.